For more than 100 years, First Choice Bank has provided dedicated community banking to North Mississippi. The banking products and services you need when you need them. At First Choice, you're our priority. Make First Choice your choice for banking.
Dijimos que nunca romperíamos la regla de los 3 segundos. Nunca haríamos esto. Y nunca nos convertiríamos en una mamá con minivan. Como padres decimos nunca sobre muchas cosas, pero los nunca a veces suceden. Así que, aunque digas que nunca dejarías a tu hijo en un auto caliente, es algo que puede suceder. Antes de alejarte del auto, siempre para, mira, cierra.
A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
Scary that it can be put into anything and we can't even see it or notice it.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Good evening and welcome into Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor. Weekend is unfortunately ending, but it should be a fantastic start to our work week ahead. I hope you guys are excited. Fall is about, a little over a week away, so we are counting down, but we are very excited to get a little bit of those cooler conditions. I said a week, we're about 2 weeks away as of this point. But what to expect for our work week ahead? That's one of the things we'll be discussing tonight at 10 as we get our Monday started and into the next work week. A cool start to the week like I mentioned, but we do see, don't turn off, and don't you turn off either. But that cool start to the week does transition into some more of that summer heat. Remember, summer is lurking. We are 2 weeks away from fall. So, of course, that heat can and will kick into that forecast here in North Mississippi. The first 12, definitely not a hot forecast. 61 degrees at 11, dropping into the upper 50s, honestly, here in the next hour or so. But as we push overnight, 55 degrees is what we have for a large part of us heading out the door tomorrow morning. I mean, I wore a sweatshirt when it was about 60 degrees on Saturday. So the fact we're talking 50s, I think the sweatshirt will be necessary, at least for that commute to school. Wrapping up the day, maybe not so much, especially whenever we're already in the low 70s by 11. It's going to be one of those forecasts where you dress for two climates. You have those cold conditions that you're dressing in the sweatshirts and sweatpants. But towards the afternoon, shorts and a t-shirt probably necessary. So we'll track that in more detail here in just a moment, but a little sneak peek of that extended forecast, what to expect. Let's get a live look outside. This in Greenville. Big thank you to the North Mississippi Storm Chasers, showcasing a little bit of their action that they have all across North Mississippi. This is looking southeast, and one thing I do want to point out is some of this cloud cover that is popping up, that is actually going to be similar to what we see tomorrow. Those high-end stratus clouds, something we call cirrostratus. It's not really going to blanket our sky, but it is going to limit how much of that sunshine reaches the surface and therefore limiting some of that heating as well. Making 67 degrees, dew point still relatively low, but getting some of that cloud cover there in the distance. So that's really going to be what we can expect overnight and into the start of our Monday as well. But again, not going to be a blanket of cloud cover. It's just going to be those high-end clouds. Starkville, I'm shocked that they're done celebrating as of this point. Probably getting ready for the week ahead, but man, what a game it was. And I know Bulldog fans are happy. I mean, my wife, she's a Rebel, but even she was cheering for the Bulldogs last night. I'm sorry to expose you, but I had to because it was such an electric game, an electric atmosphere. The only thing now that we're looking for is the goalposts. So if you know of them or if you see them, let officials know down at Mississippi State. I think they need them for next week's game, right? But still a great game. 63 degrees right now, so perfect conditions to continue that celebration. Mississippi Live Weather Radar showcasing those dry conditions. I told you clear air mode will be amplified further into the night, doing exactly that as it's not detecting anything up in the sky. A lot of this at the surface is just some of that ground turbulence when it comes to buildings, trees, structures, even a few bugs mixing in there as well. That's basically what we're getting in all that green. But no rainfall, and that's the key part of that forecast. As we extend things out, I'm going to extend it even more because what we have to our south and to our east is a very large frontal system, and then what we've got behind it is some of that drier and cooler air. I'll draw that out right here because if we notice, that is actually going to be in the forecast, in that extended forecast, because that front's still pushing a lot of that moisture out there towards the south and east, keeping it away from us. I'll just have that direction right there to kind of give you an idea. And we have this high pressure center that's currently over Illinois, Indiana, moving into Ohio. So as that continues to remain over the top of us, we get this direction that's kind of this clockwise direction. So circulating around, pushing in some of that continental air right here to North Mississippi, and that's why we still have that drier forecast, and that's of course why we still have those cooler conditions. So a little cool interaction, and an emphasis on the cool interaction, because it is literally cool. That cooler air being circulated in from the north, that is where some of the coldest temperatures we've seen in a while are happening, and we're getting to experience at least a taste of that here in North Mississippi. Seeing those northerly winds really push into the area, and there's a look at some of that cloud cover that we'll be seeing, but overnight, really watch how that becomes a little bit more amplified. You can see those becoming a bit more prominent there along the northern half of our region, talking Highway 82 and north, and really extending further than that as we head into our morning commute. So it is going to be, yes, on Futurecast, a cloudy forecast, but these are those cirrostratus clouds that are not going to blanket the sky, but really just act as a hazy conditions way high up in the atmosphere that's going to block some of that sunlight from reaching the surface. So your Monday morning, a cool start to the day. You see those northerly winds still pushing in. That's giving us some of those cool temperatures. I'm going to say cool a lot, because not only is it a literally cool forecast, it is a cool forecast. I'm excited for this forecast. 9 a.m. still experiencing those dry conditions, so while that cloud cover will be there, no rainfall is going to be associated with it. So we are staying dry for the entirety of our Monday, and I'll give you a sneak peek on that extended forecast. We're staying dry for quite a while. The next 54 degrees heading out the door at 6 a.m. A cooler start to the day. 3 p.m. 82. So hey, dress for two forecast. It will be necessary for that afternoon forecast. But by the afternoon, please get outside and enjoy these conditions, because rarely do we get this cool of weather this time of year with this dry of weather as well. So those things paired up, I mean, it's just a combination that you need to take advantage of and get outside. We'll walk through more of what to experience here in North Mississippi here coming up in the next 60. And of course, that temperature forecast, I told you summer is lurking, and I was not just yanking your chain. That is definitely going to be happening later in the forecast, and we'll have that later on Mississippi Live Weather at 10 coming up in the next 60.
As a nurse, I've seen a lot of people with sleep deprivation. It affects their job, their home life. At Room to Room, we want to take the guesswork out of buying a mattress, and that's why we brought in this technology. It shows you what you need. We want to do the assessment and find exactly what's perfect for you.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The Health Class Film Guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Well, it was a cool and beautiful day for the entirety of our Sunday. What we're going to start with is temperatures, because that actually is the key to our story going into the next 24 hours as well. Taking a look behind me, and don't look at Tupelo, that is an anomaly, but everywhere else kind of showcases the temperatures that they were this morning around North Mississippi. And you might notice a few that stand out. 52 Oxford, 52 Senatobia, 54 around Clarksdale. We were talking 59 Golden Triangle region. I'm guessing the reason why it's warmer down there is because more people were celebrating last night, probably warming up the atmosphere, right? Of course. I mean, Bulldog Nation was rowdy. But 61 degrees in Boonville and 52 there towards Corinth. A cool start this morning, and it was honestly a time where you could wear the long sleeves and get away with it as you headed out to some of those church plants. But high temperatures this afternoon, we topped out in the upper 70s and low 80s. I mean, 78 there towards New Albany, Boonville, Red Bay, 79 Hamilton, 85 Senatobia and Greenwood. So yes, it warmed up nicely, and it was a comfortable afternoon to where you could still get out and about and not break a sweat. That's similar to how it'll be tomorrow, but actually with even cooler temperatures, comparatively speaking, to what we saw for our Sunday. Already seeing that take place as we look at the temperature trend overnight. 59 degrees there in Amory, 65 Tupelo, Boonville, and even down south, 67 Eupora and 63 Kosciuszko. We're going to see that downward trend, probably going to see the 50s here in just a moment. But where we're seeing some of those warmer temperatures, 70 in Clarksdale, 68 in Cleveland. Reason why it's a little bit warmer over there is because some of that cloud cover limiting how much we cool off. We've talked every time that I feel like I'm on air about how that cloud cover makes more uniform temperatures, kind of sandwiches it between a certain value rather than having really cool temperatures and really high temperatures. So we'll talk more about that here in just a moment. I want to emphasize Amory. Hey, I said 50 degrees was possible here in the next hour or so. Already seeing it in Monroe County, 59 degrees. And you might notice why. What do we see up there in the sky? A bunch of stars, which means a bunch of clear skies, so cloud cover not limiting that forecast. Hence, you get cooler temperatures as a result. So mid-low 50s definitely possible for Monroe County, whereas out west, we're more talking upper 50s, low 60s in that extended forecast for the next 12 hours. Batesville, you're one of those regions we're talking about because look in the sky. You have some more of that cloud cover, and that does make a difference. 66 degrees, still with that drier air despite you having that cloud cover. So don't worry, it'll still be a comfortable forecast. You just might not be at 52, you might be at 57 instead. That's just kind of how things go at this time of year. 64 in Winona, so still those, I'm going to say warmer temperatures comparatively speaking to the entire region, but that is a result of some of that high-end cirrostratus clouds that are kind of blocking a little bit of that heat from escaping the atmosphere. So day planner, overnight and into tomorrow morning, you definitely see those temperatures drop. 60 there by midnight, 54 towards tomorrow morning, heading out the door. Partly cloudy skies, so cloud cover is increasing. So those areas seeing clouds right now, you're going to share the love with us overnight, and all of North Mississippi will be getting at least a few more of those high-end clouds moving into that forecast. Here you see 2 a.m. already moving across Highway 6 there towards Lee and Itawamba County, and then we get further south towards Highway 82 around 4, 5, and 6 o'clock on your Monday. So cloud cover, yes, going to be playing a part in our forecast for our day on our Monday, but during Monday morning, it's going to be cooling off already. It's already done its damage with some of those clear skies. This is just an insane graphic. Man, I mean, just take it in, ladies and gentlemen. This is a sight to see. Fall is close. We're about 2 weeks away as of now, so let the countdown begin. But you see that number up there towards Alcorn County. Definitely a realistic possibility, especially with some of those clear skies lingering. 49 Corinth, 51 Boonville, and 52 there towards Iuka. Further south you go, of course, I mean, it's just usually warmer the further south you go. So down 45. If we go down Highway 45, 57 around Columbus, 55 Starkville, take Highway 82 out west, and we're going to see, like I mentioned, 55 a realistic possibility, 57 Greenville, and if clouds start to move into the forecast a little bit beforehand, bump those up a few degrees as well. But still, I mean, a cool start to the day. So bus stop tomorrow morning, definitely need the long sleeves on standby because 54 degrees around pickup, that's a cool forecast for sure. I'm not going to say chilly. Some people might say chilly, but it is at least a cool forecast. I will give you that. 82 around drop-off, so things do warm up towards the afternoon. So make those plans to get out and about because trust me, 82 degrees is comfortable for all of us with that drier air in place. Let's walk through Futurecast. And you see how that high-end cirrostratus cloud is starting to linger in the atmosphere into our 9, 10, 11 o'clock hour there towards our morning forecast, and even there by lunchtime. So this is actually going to limit how much those temperatures heat up because not allowing any more of that heat from the sunshine getting to the surface. So basically the heat we got is what we're going to have then as well. So as we extend that into the afternoon, of course, temperatures will climb. It just always does during the day, but clouds will limit how much we receive. But a big part into what is keeping those temperatures low as well is the northerly wind, which you can kind of get an idea of behind this cloud cover. Of course, it's happening at the surface, so clouds blocking that in regards to our view, but you can see how those are really blowing in from the north, and that's going to continue to keep those temperatures cool, keep that air dry, and keep the rain chances far, far away. High temperatures, like I mentioned, not climbing too much. Will actually be a few degrees cooler in some parts for our afternoon forecast on Monday. 81 Hamilton, 84 Vernon, 82 Starkville, 84 there towards Greenwood, and 83 around Tunica. Feels like values right around that same margin, so we're actually going to be enjoying a cool forecast all the way around, not overwhelming whatsoever, overbearing, should I say, with that humidity. It's going to be phenomenal. I don't believe I took this out, so we are not dealing with any severe weather on our Monday. Let's keep that Futurecast going into our Monday as well. Or should I say Monday evening. You can see that cloud cover starts to filter out of the area, so it's making for another cool forecast for our Tuesday morning. Again, whenever you take that cloud cover away and that moisture away, that kind of allows the atmosphere to release some of that heat. 6 a.m. on your Tuesday, heading out the door to temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s. Cloud cover trying to build in there for your Tuesday, but overall, I mean, that's going to be some partly cloudy conditions at most, getting a little bit more sunshine in that forecast, and that'll warm our temperatures up a little bit more as well. You can see by 6 p.m., drier conditions. I told you you at 6 that model was way too ambitious on those rain chances. We fixed it. This is what's going to happen. A dry forecast for our Tuesday. No rainfall is expected whatsoever. High temperatures, like I said, a few degrees warmer, mid to upper 80s with a few regions talking about low 90s there towards Greenville and Greenwood. So it is going to be a bit of a warmer forecast. Still below average for this time of year and still a dry forecast nonetheless. So 90s feeling like 87. So it's actually even more comfortable, and we'll take that for as long as it wants to stick around for. The unfortunate thing is just no moisture, and so that's going to limit or hurt our drought monitor in that extended outlook, but we'll take it for any of our outdoor plans. It's just kind of like a give and take forecast. And low temperatures, they don't stay cool forever. We're going to be 54 for Monday, 60 already by Tuesday. A few upper 50s could be seen. And then Wednesday, Thursday, on into the end of the week, we're going to be talking mid 60s across the region. High temperatures following that same trend. Of course, a cooler start for our Monday, Tuesday already trending warmer. And then by Wednesday and into the latter part of our work week, we're talking 90 degrees, once again, back in the forecast. So summer is lurking, and it's not too far away from where it will make its presence felt. Unfortunately, it's going to be on that Friday night Mississippi Live Weather Game of the Week forecast. We'll have to be tracking those temperatures once again. But hey, those games, going to see plenty of sunshine, both for your college games and for your high school games. We're excited about that forecast, but just excited to get into this week. I do want to say I love challenging our weather watchers. Tomorrow morning, if you have a temperature gauge, please let us know those temperatures, those low temperatures as you head out the door, because I'm curious just how cool it'll get in a few isolated locations, a few areas trending much cooler than 54 degrees, as you saw. Upper 40s, a realistic possibility along the Tennessee state line. Curious to see how that'll verify. So make sure to send it to us. You can do it on our Mississippi Live Weather app, which you can actually download right here. Scan the QR code on our screen, or on your screen, should I say. It's on both of our screens. We'll share it. But scan that QR code, goes to the app, and then you click that top left corner and you scroll down to submit your pictures. Submit your picture, say your location, say your name, and we'll be able to pinpoint that exact accuracy, forward that to the National Weather Service. And that goes with temperatures, that goes with rainfall reports, that goes for storm reports. I know meteorologist Caleb Edelblue, he had a report yesterday of a tree that fell down, or a tree limb that fell down. So that helps, and we are able to forward that to the right people for those scenarios, to issue warnings, to send crews out, to do what they got to do. So a big thank you to you guys once again. Weather watchers, you guys are a part of our team. You guys are all amazing in this community. So fun going out Friday night and being immersed with you guys out in the football field, getting to do highlights. And a big thank you to everyone who has been so supportive, because it's the first time doing it, and so knocking a little bit of that rust off, figuring it out. But again, it was such an exciting time. I want to say, I mentioned Caleb's name. Caleb was gone tonight, but he will be back next weekend with you guys. So he wanted me to tell you guys that he missed you. He'll be back. So make sure to give him a big wave, a big hello next time you guys see him, but it shouldn't be too long. We hope you guys have a great night. Our next broadcast is happening tomorrow morning at 6:30, 7, and 7:30 with meteorologist Maggie McCauley. And of course, we'll be back here this evening. Are we at 12 yet? No, still a little bit away. But anyway, you get the point, here in the next 24 hours or so, 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. with the latest on that temperature forecast and what you need to know for the rest of your week. Have a great night. Stay warm tomorrow morning. And of course, tune in to what Maggie has in store.
Growing up, Gabe was naturally curious when he began to discover weather. Gabe just didn't want to know what was happening, but he wanted to know why it was happening. Gabe became fascinated with tornadoes, and it impacted his life. He wanted to pursue a career in meteorology. Even though Gabe grew up in Alabama, Mississippi has now become his home and his family. And one thing about Gabe is he keeps his family safe.